I'm Ariana from Where Black Sheep Meets, and today I am doing my very first flosstube video. Now, how did this come about, you ask? Well, since I am addicted to diamond painting, I fell into the world of cross stitch because diamond paintings originated from the idea and concept of cross stitching. So there are a few diamond painters I follow who do cross stitch as well, like Rachel Ray, for example, and I got very curious and one day started digging through all the videos and whatnot, and I fell down a giant rabbit hole. What made me commit to starting my very first cross stitch pattern was Margaret Morales. And Margaret Morales is an artist that I found from DIY Moon Shop or Die Moon Shop, and she is one of their licensed artists for diamond paintings, and I fell in love with her artwork. I did end up buying a canvas of one of her pieces for diamond painting, and I'm about to receive it, but I won't have time to do it until after I have moved. But since I found her artwork, I ended up following her on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram because I just could not get enough of her style. And turns out she ended up making another collaboration with Heaven and Earth Designs, which is a big cross stitch company, which I'm sure anybody watching this video will know Heaven and Earth Designs. And she has or had 4 pieces of artwork. There has since been an issue with some of the DMC number codes for the flosses, and 3 of them were taken down. But thankfully the one I bought beforehand was not one of them. When I saw it there, I just had to do it. I was like, okay, I want to commit. Let's do this cross stitch thing. And I want to try this new craft to make this piece of art. So I guess let's just get into it. I once again need to put out a disclaimer because I knew I would enjoy this immensely since I already love diamond painting. I felt like cross stitch was going to be just as craft consuming. So I ended up buying all the things and now have amassed a good amount of stuff to cross stitch basically. So like I said, if I want to dive in, I dive in. There's no like a little bit or a lot. You go big or go home pretty much. So let's get into which one I chose. Let's get into the stuff that I have. And yeah, let's just have a little chit chat. So to start off, I bought the pattern and I had my husband, who is amazing, print out the 50 pages of the whole pattern for me. And I'm just kidding, it's not 50. It had about 25 pages from what I remember. But he printed it all out for me, so I have it in this nice little folder, and I will show you the pattern I decided to go with. This is Celestine by Margaret Morales. And it is just so beautiful. It is stunning. It is such a most gorgeous work of art. I'm in love with this. Like I said, it really pushed me, and from what I understand with cross stitch, you have to love what you're working on. Because some people I hear work on it for years and years and years and years. And so I figure, well, if it's going to take me a long time, then that's okay, because I am in love with this piece of work. So I am committed. Like I said, this is a Heaven and Earth design, as you can see. So it is a 350 width by 440 height stitches. And I will be doing mine on a 25 count linen like it suggested, and it'll be a white linen. It contains 90 colors, and that's all the information there. So this is what I'm going to be working on for a very long time. I'm sure I will end up adding more, but this is my main focus because, like I said, I really would love to finish this and have it framed and hanging on my wall. So I've already kitted this up. I made sure I had all my flosses, and then it showed me how many had two. There was two at the most of certain colors. I am already kitted up and I have already started. So let's go ahead and take a peek at some of my progress that I've done so far. So here is what I have already done. I've already done 5 squares down and I'm working on the next set of 5. So I want to say I've been working on this for about 4 days. Mostly I work on it at night when my girls have gone to sleep, so I have time to focus and concentrate because this has a lot of counting involved and I lose count if I'm disrupted every 2 seconds. That and dirt seems to follow my children, so I want to keep this as clean as I possibly can. But here you can see up close what it's coming out to be so far, and I think it's really cool. I am enjoying it, like I said, because it's so similar to diamond painting that I'm enjoying matching the colors and symbols in that aspect. And the whole stitching part is new to me, so I actually seem to be enjoying the stitching. So I'm doing my best, learning what I can in a lot of the other YouTubers and other YouTube videos that I've watched and seen to see what I may need or different techniques or what helps. Now let's go down to the base first. I guess we'll start there. So here is my piece of fabric, and I did buy this fabric at 1-2-3 stitch. And originally when I bought the fabric, I didn't know a lot of the differences yet between the different fabrics. I knew that Aida was bigger, that have the bigger squares, but I didn't understand the difference between linen and like Laguna and even weave and any of that. So when I bought these, I bought 3 pieces of fabric. I bought this one, 25 count linen. I bought this one, which is a 25 count white Laguna, which I have here. And then I also bought another smaller piece of the linen. So this one's a 13 by 18, and then both of these two were an 18 by 27. Now, when I received them, I really wanted to stitch on the Laguna. I felt like this was it. So I started tacking out my canvas area, basically, just to get an idea of what the size would look like, so I'd make sure it's centered. And turns out this is not 25 count. I think it's a 20 count because it's supposed to be how many holes are within the inch. And when I tacked it out, it wasn't fitting properly. So I was going back and forth for about an hour, wondering where I could have mixed up or messed up this. And when I stopped and realized, wait a minute, this isn't a 25 count. So let me show you if I can get up close here. Okay, so I have a ruler here. So if I put it to the inch, so if you can see, wait, that's not an inch. There we go. Okay, so now I have my inch. So let me line it up here. Okay, so I have, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right? It's only a 20 count. So I was really bummed because I was really set on using this piece of fabric. But I guess I will have to use it on another project later on. And I think I have one that I might use it on because I did buy some other patterns already. So I'll put this aside. So I was a little bummed for that. So I ended up committing to the linen. And my linen piece is actually still a little small. I know I should have given myself a bigger border on the sides, but I was just too excited, and it takes so long for things to ship here right now that I just wanted to get started. And so I'll figure it out. Hopefully it won't be too much of a pain when I go to frame it when it's finally done, but I think I'll figure it out. I'll find a way. Because I think it's about 1.5 inches on both sides. I don't know, this wasn't cut straight either, so that didn't help the situation. So I picked out the linen, and at first it was a little difficult because everything is threads are thicker and whatnot than others, so it was a learning experience in the beginning, but to decide I ended up doing my sample stitches down here of the different ones that I've learned. So I have the 1/1 here, I have 2/1 here, and then I have the 2/1 tent stitch, and I thought the 1/1 was going to be perfect, but I actually don't like it. You can actually see through a lot of it. I really loved the 2/1. It was super full coverage, a little puffy, but it was fine. It actually was, it's not too difficult to work with. And then the 10 stitch was okay, but once again I could still see through, and I just really wanted that full coverage look, so I ended up going with the 2/1. So that's what I've been stitching, and it's fine. I actually don't mind it. I like I just love how full coverage it is, and it's kind of nice to feel like the little textures and stuff. So that's the base of my project at this point. I also just did my border, and then I was waiting for my silky thread to come in. So I got a few different colors. I got black and gold, and the red I think would be fine, so that way it shows up really good on this project, since a lot of this project is very muted colors. There's nothing like bright and vibrant like this, so it'll stand out. So I will later on, once I finish this section, I will probably go and grid everything. So for now I just use one of those water soluble pens, and I just marked out a few of the squares just to help me get started, and I didn't want to do the whole thing. I just did enough just in case I got to that point, then I can have something to help me by, because I knew this was coming in, but it was definitely taking, like I said, everything's taking a bit to get shipped right now. So it finally came in, and once I finish this section I will go back and grid my whole fabric with this, because the grid really does help. I also bought my Q-snap, and this is an 8x8 Q-snap, and this one was from Amazon. Here is the packaging, 8x8. So I got this one from Amazon. I like the size. At first I thought it was super small, but right now this project is going to be my traveling project, because if you didn't know already, I am moving, and I am moving from Germany back to the States. So my stuff is going to get packed up pretty soon, so I'm not going to have a lot of videos that I can make at this moment, so I'm pre-recording quite a bit, but I still wanted something that I can work on and update you guys with, and I thought this would be super perfect for that, since I can do it on the plane, I can do it in long car rides, I can do it while we're quarantined for 14 days in the hotel. So this is going to be a super good traveling project. So the small size is fine. Maybe later on I will go back and buy a bigger size Q-snap, but for now this is perfect. And it's just so cute when it's all like wrapped on there, and it's like this little tiny square to work on, so that's great. So I also ended up making a grime guard, and it was really easy. I will link the blog page of the pattern that I found, so in case you want to make your own, I'll leave that down below. The only thing with this one, since my Q-snap is so small, I have too much fabric width-wise. I should have taken off maybe 1 inch or so, because it's covering so much space on the front. So I can always go back later and adjust it. This took me like, I don't know, 15 minutes to sew up. It was really easy, really quick. So I'll just adjust it later on. But that was the only issue with this pattern, was that for my personal Q-snap and stuff, it was covering, it folds over the front of my and back of my project too much. So the pattern that I found will be linked down below. I know you're probably saying, Ariana, you're so. Why don't you make your own? Why don't you do your own video? But it was such a well wrote out pattern and tutorial that it's kind of like, why reinvent the wheel? It's already a great wheel. So I have all of my flosses kitted up. So this is 90 colors of floss. I am all kitted up. I individually wrapped each one around my arm and cut them at the top to make each little section of the strands. And then I went ahead and wrapped them each on the little snap here. But I guess let's go through and I'll show you the colors first before I get into anything else so you can see the color palette for this piece. So this is the first one. We have some grays, some light pinks, some blues, some purples, some very muted colors. This one has quite a bit, except for this nice red. I love that red. This one's a lot more vibrant. It's got some of those richer colors in this one. Lots of pinks. Lots of pinks, lots of purples, lots of blues. I'm loving this green right here. Here's the next one. I really like this gold. That gold is stunning. I think this goes in like the stars or something. That's going to be really pretty. I feel like this is more like a sea sort of palette, like colors you would find in the ocean. This one's a really pretty set here. Look at this. This is a great, I can't even tell if it's orange or red. It's like a red-orange. This one's got a lot of pinks on it. Some really pretty pinks. Some very muted colors. I'm loving this like terracotta-y color or like coral. Obviously I'm attracted to reds, and not reds, but like that sienna, terracotta sort of color. And this one's got, this one has a good mix of colors on this one. So these are all of the colors. Now, what I have them on is Annie's Keepers. So I bought 2 of these. These are the starter packs. So it comes with 50 of the thread keepers, which are these. And then it has 4 of the strips that you snap them into. And then it has a 3-inch ring. So you can also slide these on and then have them on a ring sort of style as well. And then it did come with labels so that you can put the labels like how I've done here with the number. And since I have enough, I can put some on the back with the symbol. So I can just look at the symbols if I wanted to. So I found this through Teresa Little Stitcher, and I will link down below the website for where you can buy these at. And like I said, I got the starter kit because it came with all of this. So I have 100. Since I have 90 different colors, I bought 2, so I have 100. But already I'm really loving this. I just got them in the other day, and they're great because you can just snap off whatever color you want individually, and then you can place them whichever spot you want. You can slide them down. And then slide them in on the other side. So it makes it really convenient to work with. So I think what I'm going to do right now, I have them all by color or in order of color. So I think I will switch them around to what I'm working with. So I just have one bar on top and I can just pull out the colors that I'm working with at the time. So they're right there for me ready to go. So these are great. I really like these. So hopefully I got that on the camera. But here, once again, I'm just going to pop one out. And I think you twist it a little bit and they slide right out. And then you can also place it right back in as well. These are brand new, so it's a little, I need to wear them in a little bit, but they just pop right back in. So that is the Annie's Keepers. But you don't have to go through and purchase all of this, because originally, before those even came in, I was already ready to go, so I wanted to prep up all my floss. So all I did was take a piece of cardstock and I laminated it with my laminator after I wrote the numbers on there, evenly spaced out, and then I just used a hole punch and I just punched some holes right underneath, and then I used this in the beginning just to kit everything up, and I started working with these. Since, like I said, I was waiting for stuff to come in and it was taking a while. So you can see I made one for each. And then I did also buy some of these from Amazon. So these are the same concept, just plastic, and these are great too. I just ended up getting my Annie's Keepers first. So I will save these in case I want to kit up another project at the same time, and that way I can have them on here. And then I can just put stickers or something on these. And then since I have the rings, I think these fit. Yeah, perfect. Then I can just slide them on here and then have them on a ring and work from them like that. So I will link these down below. I got them on Amazon once again. And in case you want to get these, you can find them. The other thing I got was a 100 package of size 24 cross stitch needles. And there's 100 of them, so these will last me a long while. And I found these from Crafty Bit here on YouTube, and she was showing how to do a HAED pattern. I definitely liked her technique for parking, and I've been doing parking, so I liked her explanation and video for that. And she also has an Etsy shop, so I'll link that down below and you can get these same needles from there. So I ended up picking these up too. And then the very last thing that I have that's been helping me a ton with this project is Pattern Keeper. So I love using it. I'm finally getting the hang of using it. And it's really great, especially for someone like me who's just a beginner, and this is such a big full cross project. This helps so much. And I feel like I'm going quickly, but Pattern Keeper has helped so much. So this is like my best tool right now. I love how it shows the different colors of the floss. So as I complete it, you can actually see the picture when you zoom out a little bit. I've seen a good handful of flosstube videos, but everyone that shows the Pattern Keeper, I hadn't noticed that it would turn the color of the floss once you're done completing that square. So this is something I'm really happy that I discovered early on, and it's definitely a lifesaver. So this is going to go with me also in my whole little project kit. So if you have not discovered Pattern Keeper, it is definitely something you need to check out. I know it's only on Android. Thankfully, I had this little tablet stored away, and it does have Google and Android on here. So I only utilize this for that. So for now, everything goes into my little storage box here. I'm thinking of making a pattern, or I'm thinking of making a project bag, but we'll see. I think a project bag would be better for an airplane, but at the same time, it feels like a lot of stuff that I'm sticking in here, and it fits perfectly in this box. It's just not as, I guess, travel friendly in a sense. So I might end up making a project bag later on. But like I said, if I do, it will be in an update video when I get to it. Like I said, I want to do updates with this while I am moving, since that's a great way to keep my videos coming for you guys while I do not have all of my stuff to do any more sewing tutorials at this time. So I am excited. I have, like I said, been enjoying what I've done so far, and I can't wait to continue. I get excited to work on it. But otherwise, that will be the end of this first flosstube video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and if you're looking forward to more of my little flosstube series here, we'll see how long it goes. I hope it continues to go for a while. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like this kind of video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up or subscribe. And you can go ahead and hit the bell, and that way you can get notified in case I do end up uploading another flosstube video along with some of the other videos that I already create. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye!